Good morning and welcome back. Today we are going to be discussing a topic which I put quite a bit of importance on. It is how we wake up. Because as far as I'm concerned, how we wake up follows us for the rest of the day. It sets precedent for the rest of the day. So if you wake up grumpy, or you wake up thinking about the stuff that you were thinking about last night that is bothering you, or you wake up like I used to, hitting the ground running. Okay, so I used to hear my alarm clock, my feet were on the floor, and I was out of that bedroom. And 9 times out of 10, I would walk into the same door frame that had been there for 8 years, and I would still walk into it, or I would trip over something, or I'd kick my toe on the dog bed as I walked past it, and that would just put me in such a negative frame of mind. And I always used to say to people, I'm not a morning person. No, not me. I'm not a morning person. I don't like being around people in the morning. Well, it wasn't really true. And I saw an ad the one day. I think it was for a bed or a mattress. And it's this woman sitting on the bed, you might know it. And she's like in a meadow, and she's got all these little daisy flowers around the bed. And she's like sitting up, and she's stretched out like this, and she's got this big smile on her face, and she's so happy. And I thought, right, who wakes up like that? When you wake up, you don't wake up like that. But then I got to thinking about it. And Gordon, my son, wakes up like that. I've never seen Gordon in a bad mood when he wakes up, ever. And then I realized it's because we have a wake-up ritual. So in the morning, I go through to his room with his cup of tea, and I sing him a lullaby about love and how much I love him. I give him his tea, and he's like, "Good morning, Mom. How did you sleep? Did you have a good night last night?" Takes his tea, drinks it, and then the next time I see Gords is when he comes through for breakfast. I'd never have to hurry him up. I never have to check up on what he's doing. He just does it on his own. And I thought, there's something in this ritual thing. So let me try it. So I have built a morning ritual. We live in such a volatile world that it's actually a blessing, a huge blessing, that we wake up every morning. So say thank you when you wake up. First thing, thank you. Good morning, beautiful world. Thank you for the beautiful day that lies ahead of me. And then I breathe. So I practice Iyengar yoga. And Iyengar teaches us that we breathe through our nose, we eat and speak through our mouth. There are a few breaths that they do through their mouths, but it's very few. We have little filter systems in our noses that keep the horrible stuff out and let the good stuff in, right? So let's use it. So I breathe in and out. And I do that about 3 times. And one more time. And then I've started doing something recently. What I normally do next is stretch. Okay, I stretch up and sideways. Do those windscreen wiper stretches with my legs because I've got bad posture, so I battle with my lower back, and we're working on it though. And that just sort of releases my back, because there's nothing worse than putting your feet on the floor and getting out of bed and every joint hurts. So I stretch my feet, I stretch my fingers, I stretch from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, from the top of my fingers really, because I will normally put my arms up, to the tip of my toes. Every possible part that I can stretch. And depending on how much time I've got, I will stretch for a long time or I won't stretch for a long time. And then I start tapping. Now, I've heard about tapping before, and I've always thought, okay, well, every fellow for himself kind of thing, until I started doing it. And it is amazing. It truly is amazing. So what tapping, it does a lot of things, but one of the things that it does is it brings the blood flow up to the surface. So we are starting the day with gratitude. We are starting the day with oxygen going through our body and waking up our brain. And now we're going to start our day with blood flowing through our body. So I normally start on the top of my head, and there are maps that you can follow, but the one that I do in the morning, I just sort of wing it. Okay, so I tap the top of my head and my forehead, and I tap my forehead and forehead, and then I do my temples, and my eyes, not too vigorously. Remember, there is an eye in there, and the middle of my forehead, and my lip, and my lower lip, and my nose, and my cheeks, and just tap, tap, tap. And then what I like doing too, because we're going to go through the next stage of waking up in another video, is I like to wake up my lymph glands. Okay, they've been lying down all night. Everything's been asleep, so we need to say, good morning, body. We're going to get up now, and we are going to be happy to be getting up. Okay, tap, 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 tap. Now, if you've got time, you can do your whole body. If you don't, just doing your chest and your top is great. And then I put my feet on the floor, and I visualize that I'm growing roots out of my feet, and it is going into the earth. Okay, so now we're grounding, we're breathing, we're sending oxygen to our brain and our body, we're getting the circulation moving, we are waking up with a gratitude frame of mind, and we are waking up in a positive frame of mind. And I promise you that makes all the difference in the world. Only after I've done that and then stretched again, one final long stretch, and depending on how much time you have is how much you stretch, and then I move on and start the rest of my day. And I cannot tell you what a difference it makes. I feel happier, I feel sparklier, if that is a word or an emotion. I feel sparklier, and I can handle things through the day. Things don't bother me as much during the day now, because I've started my day with a positive attitude. If you've enjoyed my video, please send me a thumbs up, and please share it with anybody who you think may benefit from this. It's important that we get inspiration. I want to say thank you to the ladies today who sent me messages to say thank you for inspiring them. And you won't believe this, but in me inspiring you and you saying thank you that I've inspired you, you have inspired me. So you see, already we are building a community of inspired people.